Hello and welcome to episode 0 of Skyrim Let's Play, a roleplay for a wood elf by the name of Valen. I thought I would try this out because I did not find any Bosmer focused Let's Plays and thought it would be kind of fun to dabble in this myself. I'm going to be doing this primarily for myself and a couple of friends, but if you are not one of those few people and enjoy this, thank you. I'm not a young gamer, so this is going to be a bit slower than some of the other very fast, young, youthful, twitchy type gamers out there. And I'm hoping we can go through this together and make the choices for the character. Kind of starting off a little bit of a blank slate. So if the character ends up being a stealthy rogue shooting bows from the shadows type of character, will probably be even slower still. But I'd like to keep to the roleplay aspect, endeavor to make choices that our character would make realistically, and see how this goes. There are certain things that will be a bit, for mechanic purposes, immersion breaking, but we'll deal with that as it comes. One of my friends does not understand the awesomeness and power of mods, so first couple episodes probably will be a little mod talk heavy. I'm not an expert with mods. I'm not an expert with pretty much anything dealing with video games, so enjoy. We're going to start off in an abandoned prison using a mod called Live Another Life. This mod allows you to bypass the initial carriage ride into Helgen. I have played Skyrim a lot, but I have not finished it. I get distracted. I decide I want to make another alt, so maybe we'll be able to finish this one together. So you start off in this prison cell, and you are confronted by a statue of Mara, a bed up in the corner, and pretty much nothing else. So, let's first introduce the character. This is Valen. Get into the light, Valen. People want to see you. So, he's a Bosmer. He hails from Cyrodiil. His family at some point fled Valenwood, the home of the Bosmers. He doesn't know the full reason why. He was taught a smattering of history, a smattering of wood lore, a little bit of druidic magic, and found himself raised on these tales of his homeland and his heritage. And he thought that he would like to go back to Valenwood at some point. He understands that at some point in the fairly recent history, Valenwood was taken over by, as he's been told, a group of traitorous Bosmer helping out some Thalmor agents. So he dislikes the Thalmor. And that's his reason for coming into Skyrim. He's heard of the rebellion between the Nords and the Empire, and part of the Empire are the Thalmor. At some point in his maturing, he heard about the rebellion of the Redguard in Hammerfell and how they were able to kick out the Thalmor presence there. And so maybe, just maybe, by coming to Skyrim, he will be able to assist the Nords, pushing out the Empire, further weakening the Thalmor, and maybe finding some assistance to go back to Valenwood and help the threat more directly. He's very inexperienced, so this is probably his first time, away from the nest, as it were. And I figure that's a good starting point off. He's a bit of a blank slate, as I said before, and I'd like to see where we can take this guy. I am not a lore expert. That little bit that I told you is possibly true, but I think it's true enough that it gives him a motivation, even if it's wrong. There's a lot of people in our culture now that don't know their histories or have a really skewed version of it. So I think it's fitting that even if I am wrong, it's good enough to go as. So, looking at, oops, throwing my camera. That's a mod here that I have to get fixed, but we'll start off, and with the button that normally controls walking and running is the one that was toggling my camera, so we'll get that fixed out in a little bit. But so you skip the carriage ride into Helgen, and you're presented with this.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
You're given many different options of how to get started. I have not played with most of these, but I have seen a few in other Let's Plays. And I have to say, this Let's Play is inspired by a couple of really, really good Let's Players. Two that pop in ahead immediately are phenomenal. One goes by the YouTube name Gopher, and he is a mod developer, and we're using a couple of his mods as well. And he is incredibly articulate, very well done. Mine will pale by comparison, and I don't have any video editing software, so pretty much this is what you're going to get. If there's some positive feedback and this is fun for me, then we'll see how it goes. Another one, it goes by the name of Sorcerer Dave. That's how we found him, but I believe he went by the name Jingles beforehand. I'm not sure why the name changed, but he has a really, really good Let's Play of Skyrim that the wife and I have watched that goes by the name of Claudius. Highly recommend that one. And a few others here and there, but those are the two main ones. And so I'm thinking for this character coming in from the south, coming into the Skyrim area, he can have two choices. The first is camping in the woods. That actually will set us up pretty well, and that's the one I'm going to end up doing. But there is the other option of, and I just missed it, I'm sure people have seen it already, got caught crossing the border illegally. That is the vanilla start. You can just go ahead and get started that way as well. But camping in the woods is where we're going to start. I'll go through in the next episode. Well, let's go ahead and just get started on this, and I'll explain that.
Woods can be so peaceful this time of year. Good hunting.
That once this is done, I'll pretty much get us started, set the stage of where we're at, and then end it for the first episode while I configure all the mods and explain them as we go. So, dirty Thalmor. So it starts off giving you the quest that you get the end of Helgen, and there's the dragon flying off in the distance. Living over their life, just says go ahead and begin your life. And here we are in our camp. We have just crossed over the border from Cyrodiil into Skyrim, and one beautiful morning at our nice little camp and cooking pot and wood supply, we see a dragon fly away. We know just over these mountains there's a small settlement. Probably at this point we don't even know its name, but we just saw a dragon fly from that. So I think this is where I will end it for now. We'll pick up with Valen in the next episode and see what we'd like to do. Thank you very much for watching.